how the G sound got its letter. "Goodness!" gulped the Alphabet King, disturbed in the middle of trying to find a shape for the G sound. "What is that noise?" "It sounds like someone falling over," suggested Sam. And then there was a knock at the door. "Come in," called the Alphabet King. A whole group of letters swarmed in, chattering anxiously. "Hush," said the Alphabet King. "I can't hear a thing if you babble. Could one of you tell me, please, exactly what is wrong?" The letter E spoke out clearly. "We wanted to put on a show for the king. Blunt said his favourite thing was hunting for treasure, and that it would make a good play. He wanted it to look real, and broke up the floor to pretend to dig for treasure. But little A fell down the hole, and now he's stuck." "Oh dear," said the king. "Thank you for thinking of a show for me, but Blunt should have known better than to make a hole in the floor." The Alphabet King hurried out with the twins, the letters rolling and jumping after them. The letter A was wedged tightly in the hole, and all they could see was the top of his head. "Children," the king ordered, "you must run down to the basement and see if you can push the letter up." Sam and Lucy hurried downstairs. "Can you push him?" called the Alphabet King. The children pushed, but nothing happened. "Now try and pull him down," called the king. Sam and Lucy grabbed the stick part of the A and pulled hard. But all that happened was that the stick became longer. Soon it reached the floor of the basement. "Oh, no," said Lucy, "we must stop pulling." But it was too late. Sam was pulling very hard and suddenly fell backwards, bending the long stick. "What's happening?" shouted the A letter. "You're becoming a new letter," replied Lucy. "What?" yelled the Alphabet King from above. He didn't understand what was going on and was quickly turning pink. "Come and see," said Lucy. "It's a great shape for a new letter." A long while later, when they'd widened the hole in the floor and lifted the new letter out, the children and the Alphabet King went up to the workroom. "I'm looking for a shape for the G sound," said the king. "Well, why not use the shape of the letter that's been stuck in the hole?" said Sam. "Use the letter A, make his tail longer, and add a curve at the bottom. That makes a good shape." "I understand," said the Alphabet King. "I name this letter G, and will write it in the book of letters." As the Alphabet King used his blue pen to write the consonant G in the book, the twins gently rubbed the letter A until he was back to his usual shape. Then they all watched while the Alphabet King held his hands over the open book, wiggling his fingers and pulling at an invisible letter. He was concentrating so hard that he went pink again, for the second time that afternoon. Suddenly the book of letters snapped shut, and then flew open again, spitting out full stops. At last they saw the new capital letter. "What a good letter for starting names and sentences," said the Alphabet King. "Its tail has been looped up to make it stronger. It will certainly stand by itself." Lucy was working out how to write the letter G. She used her magic finger to make the writing shape in the air. "Start with the lead-in line, going up to the top of the circle, go back round the way you've come, away from the reading direction, and carry on up to the end of the lead-in line. Then take the line right down and make a loop where we bend the tail. Take the line up in the reading direction, and it becomes the lead-out line." The Alphabet King told the royal painter that in his painting the G letter must sit on the red carpet in the living room with his tail in the basement, as that was what had happened. Meanwhile, the letters and Blunt told Lucy and Sam about the show they'd been planning. Blunt liked to make everyone think that he was pretending to believe in looking for treasure, but actually he was sure there was something there. It was on a map he had found. He just had to wait for the others to go to bed so he could sneak down to the basement and start looking without anyone noticing.